Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Follow the Legion. I'm your host Pollo Goodings, and today we are going to be talking about how I bought my first piece of property. It all started when I was renting. I got my first apartment. It was a one-bedroom apartment in my junior year of college, and I never experienced the dorm life. I kind of wanted to, but I didn't get a chance to. And I look back at it and it's like, I don't regret it. So most people go from their mom house or the parents' house or whoever house, then they get a dorm, then they get an apartment. I skipped the dorm, the dorm life altogether, which is probably a good thing because I probably would have get in trouble in school. In college, a lot of distractions. Let's just put it that way. Lots of distractions. I realized that this wasn't so bad, and I ended up moving into another house with my ex-girlfriend now. She's my ex-girlfriend now, and she wanted a place. She wanted more room, and her qualm was, I feel like a visitor living here, and I'm like, I'm fine with the one bedroom apartment. I can afford this ain't killing me. So trying to make things work, trying to be a good listener, and I said we could move out of the apartment under two conditions. One, it has to have a yard, and two, I can bring my dogs. It has to be at home. I could bring my dogs. So we ended up finding one, and that was when my whole mindset changed about renting and wanting to become a owner. I was paying $750 rent every month, and that including utilities. You had to buy the appliances, the Wi-Fi, all the extra stuff. There was one night I was talking with her and I asked her how much your mother is paying monthly for her mortgage. She was like, about $850. Okay. And then I asked my mom how much she's paying. She told us what it was, but it wasn't too far off. And I was like, you understand what's going on? We're paying $750 for something that we can rent, and they're paying $850, just $100 more or $200 more for something they own for the rest of their lives. And from then on, that was when the light bulb went off, and it was like, yeah, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. I need to get a house. So to me, it started late. I wish I could have started earlier. It was a good decision. So from there on out, that sparked the search for a house, or property. Yeah, I just wanted to own something, have something in my name. That was the big thing with myself, like I'm reaching this age. I'm growing up to be a man, and it's time.
Yes, Joseph, it's time. It's time for you to be a man now, Joseph.
I don't want to be one of those that don't have nothing in the name, and I don't own nothing. I don't want to leave this out knowing that I don't own anything, or I can. At that time I thought I was going to get children, and but things didn't work out. But that's okay, as the life goes on, but my biggest thing was having something in my name. I own something at the end of the day. After like a year of paying rent, that's when it was like, it clicked, like the goal really clicked. Like I want to own something. I want to own a piece of land. I want to own a house. Back then it was more a house. I was pushing for the house, and I was like, that would be a nice way to get income, because you work hard. I don't know if this makes sense to you all, but to me, in my head, it was like, okay, I pay $750 a month. I could own something and collect $750 a month. When I did the math, $750. Let's do it real quick. 750 times 12. That's $9,000 in 1 year, right? And that's not counting Wi-Fi, landscaping, groceries, appliances, you know, like, so if I could come up with this much in a year, then I could handle the mortgage, you know, monthly payments of a mortgage. And that's when it clicked to me. I was like, yeah, it's time. No more renting, no more renting. To add on to that, it was just basically seeing how he just comes. I mean, there's some work behind the scenes, but the way how he comes every month, the landlord comes and he's like, sometimes he don't do it because I deposited the money in his bank account. So it's like, that's when passive income came into play and changed the way how I think, you know, like, why could I collected 750 minimum a month, I could survive off of this, you know, like stuff like that. Yeah. I know there's work behind the scenes, but it's okay. So for about 2 years, I saved up all my money playing in the band, I selling clothes, I DJing, I promoting events, it don't matter. Like I just saved up. I pay whatever bills and got whatever I needed at that time, and the rest was in my bank account. And this was my thought process of saving. Say you get paid $400 every week, right? So the first week is you pay off all your bills. I'm left with $250. I keep $50, right, for myself. That's just to spend, to have whatever I need at the moment. And then I have $200 left. I put 150 in my savings and 50 in my check-ins, because check-ins is something that you just use one time. Savings, like you're really trying to build up, so you put majority of your saving funds in your savings. That's my thought process on saving. So I did stuff like that for 2 years. I didn't even really like think about it. I didn't watch it. Ever so often when I deposit, I'd be like, wow, that's how much I get left with me. Okay, that's my balance. Looking healthy, you know, like, yeah, I get that kind of money. Yeah, like, woo, big baller. After 2 years of saving, I started looking at houses. I wanted to buy a fixer-upper at that time. I was like, okay, this was my thought process again. I could buy a house that needs fixing up. It's already built. I fix one area of the house. I fix a bedroom, the kitchen, and the bath. That's all I need. Everything else could be demolished or whatever. It could be a broken down house. That was my thought process. I'm single. I don't have any kids. Let me just live in. So I have some place to live. I could save money on rent. I just pay the mortgage, and I just, whatever extra money I get coming in, I put it towards fixing the house, renovating the house. And I take my time. At least I have something that I own. I don't have to go to nobody. I have to pay rent. You know, that kind of way. That was my thought process. So I looked for some houses. I couldn't find any. Though I saved up about around 50,000, right? For 2 years, I saved up around 50,000 because the band and the DJ were picking up really. I was tired, but I wasn't broke. You know, that kind of way. I was hustling and saving my money. Plus, a good bit of my money went to pay for my college tuition. That's how I paid for my degree. So I don't owe the school $1. So it was a sacrifice, but yeah. Anyways, I started looking for houses, and I had about 50,000 saved up. And I said, okay, that's cool. That should be good enough for a down payment, you know, to get a house. Or a fixer up at least. So the bank was like, no, Mr. Goodings, you're not making enough money. I said, what are you talking about? I have the money right here for the deposit. Yeah, but you have to show 2 years of steady income, and you have to be making this X amount, and I was like, nah, man. So I started. That's when I took the teaching job. I took the teaching job to get an experience, and also have proof of steady income for 2 years, you know, just to see. And I had the meeting set up to meet with the local banks to fill out the application, start the application process. The woman gave me a paper stick like this. And she said it's gonna take 6 months a year to process the application. And even after that, you might not be approved for the loan. And I was like, what? But I have the money here. Like, business is good. What are you talking about? Like, I'm making money, it shows. And then respectfully, I just told them, you know, yeah, go, you can keep it, bro. It's cool. And that's when it sparked for me. I started searching for properties. At that moment, I ended up meeting one of my friends had the book. They were looking for property. The brothers were looking for properties to own a business and like probably live upstairs or something, buy a building. Same idea like me, but they have a business mindset. I was thinking house. So they were gonna buy fix up a building and live in it and run their business. And they bought these books with the properties and stuff like that for sale. So I was looking at it while I was at their business and ended up seeing that realtor was the only realtor that got back to me, and we are great friends now. And still, you know, I appreciate the realtor for real. Like, that was a win-win for both of us. The realtor got money, commission off of the sale. I got a place, win-win. So that realtor was the only one that got back to me. And we started immediately sending emails, going back and forth, sending emails to each other. And then time came for the meetup. So the realtor was like, I have 5 properties within your price range, within the area you like. I told her I wanted my first property to be in Frederickstead. Yeah, bias. I wanted to be on the west side of the island. That's where I grew up. That's all I know. I'm sorry. I'm the product of my environment. I'm sorry. So I just wanted to own it. I don't care if I didn't live there or not, but I wanted to own something in Frederickstead. We looked at different places like Wim and Carlton, and then the last property, it was just bush. It was just no existing house on it, no abandoned house, nothing. But it was a lot of bush. And from the road, if you look good through the bushes, you could see it had like a old, like some concrete building or whatever. So nobody wanted to take the chance because there were no available pictures of how the property looked when the land was cut. So I was frustrated. I was like, man, suppose I buy it and it's abandoned house and I have to get a demolition permit and all of these things. And yeah, I was thinking the worst. So right then and there, it was like, one night I was like, man, forget it. Let's just go. If it ain't what we want, we could always sell it. And lo and behold, that is one of the best decisions I ever made, because that property, it has ocean view. When you clear the land, it's a nice piece of land next to a historical building, ocean view, walking distance to the beach, in the heart of Frederickstead, near parade route, carnival, everything, all the festivities. So, and it's in West, so it was a win-win for me. Yeah, man. The first step was make an offer. Send the emails, you go back and forth with the seller, sorry. The realtor spoke on my behalf. I asked for a little bit less than the asking price. And even, this is why I tell you, like, I believe in God and I have such strong faith with what I'm doing. Once your intentions are pure behind of what you're doing, God will make a way for you. I made an offer for the property with more money than I had in my account, not knowing that I would have get it in time. And when I did, the morning of, I had 2,000 over what I put in the offer for. So I had some money to catch myself just in case of anything, any emergencies, any closing costs or whatever. And I was telling my mother the story and she was like, boy, you sure? I said, yep. I said, I'll be broke, but at least I own something. You know, I'll be a rich broke. So I took the chance and I was like, I gonna be alright, man. I don't pay rent, I don't pay all the bills, and I playing out 3 times this weekend. I should be good. And I was going with faith and it worked out. So I paid the down payment, which goes to the realtor, the contract fee. I guess that's what it's called. I'm not sure, don't quote me. But I paid the down payment and that holds the contract. Going into escrow. After paying the down payment, to hold it is like a deposit, and we're going into escrow now, where you pay the remaining balance and it holds. It's like a mutual account that holds the money until the fee, the paperwork goes through, and so on and so forth. I'll leave a definition of escrow up there on the screen. Finally, I got the closing date after going into escrow, and I think that was the most nerve-wracking part of the process. And I was calling my realtor. I was like, man, can we just close it now? Like, why have to wait? It was like 2 weeks. I wait about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. And I was like, man, can we just close it? Like the suspense is killing me. The suspense is killing me.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Yes, I was like, that was one of the biggest purchases I ever made in my entire life. When you're making a big purchase like that, it's going to be on your mind 24/7, because you don't know if you're making a good investment or a bad one, or if you need the money for something else. And I was sitting down with my mom and talking to her, and my grandmother said too, that's not a bad thing. I'm actually proud of you. You're doing something. We never had this conversation. My mom said the same thing too. She like, I wasn't thinking like that when I was your age. So I'm really happy that you're taking care of yourself and you're doing big things. And I quote, she said, land don't spoil. She said, don't worry, it will never be a bad investment by your land, because it appreciates it, doesn't it? And even if it does depreciate, it goes back up. It's a fluctuating market, you know, that kind of way. So you own it. She said, it's yours. So if you ain't like it, you could sell it, and you could probably make more money than what you're doing. Yeah. The best decision I ever made in my life. Here comes the big day of closing the contract. And I was like, man, I'm gonna be myself. I was like, should I dress up in suit and tie? And I said no. So I got on there in a Pollo Legion t-shirt, joggers pants, and some nice J's. One of them J's, I think I wear the breads. Yeah, so I'm all dressed up in a Pollo Legion original shirt, black and white, black joggers, and the breads, you know? So your boy feeling himself. I said, man, I gotta stay true to myself. These are the things that helped me get here. I'm gonna be myself no matter what. So I reached the attorney office because I never met the seller. Never met the seller. I don't even know how they look, nothing. They lived away and they had a power of attorney. So when I went to I had to go to the attorney's office and fill out the paperwork, sign the contract, and so I'm here at the office, and they were like, yeah, I'm coming to meet with attorney such and such about purchasing the land. And the woman, the secretary, was like, oh, you're him. Like, yes, that's me. And she couldn't believe, she thought it was an older man, because there's not much young people that do that stuff. So it was a humbling experience, and I don't know how to feel about it. There was a little bit of, I don't know if I should have felt disrespected or be honored. And I didn't take it no way. I was like, yeah, that's me. So I stand up strong, and I was proud. So she like, have a seat in the waiting room, and he'll be out just now. He's finishing up the paperwork. He came out now. He came out the room, and he said, yeah, I'm looking for Mr. Goodings. So that's me. He said, oh, the same response the secretary gave me, and the reaction Like, I didn't expect this. And so he's like, well, let's go. It doesn't make no sense to waste any more time that we already did. And he was really supportive. He broke it down and he made it clear this is what you have to do. And I was so nervous. I don't know why. So I grabbing a pen and my hand is trembling. I'm like, he's like, this is your first big purchase, huh? I was like, yeah. So I smiled just like this, like, yeah. And I signed the paper and he's like, well, congratulations. He shook my hand. He said, oh, you're now the owner of a property and congratulations. This is a big thing. You should be proud of yourself. I'm sure your parents are and your family members are proud of you. And they are. They always are. You know, I always been doing good and I want to keep that momentum going. So after he signed the papers, he made copies. I asked him for a folder, you know, to put all the documents in. And I had to go to Recorder of Deeds and carry the paperwork, the affidavit and the closing contract and the paperwork, and I paid some fees. The name of the title change of the property to mine, and that was it. One of the best days of my life. I'll never forget it. I have it marked. Plus it's on the contract, so that was a dope feeling. So for those who are interested in buying land or buying a house, do it. Do it. You can never go wrong with buying property or a house. You know, these are goals that need to be reinstilled in our youth minds. You know, we got to have more to live for. You know, let's create generational wealth that it could be passed down. And that's how I think of it. I was like, man, growing up where I grew up and the community, things were hard, you understand? And a lot of my friends died and they don't have nothing left for the children, you know? My father died and he didn't have nothing left for me other than his name. So yeah, it was kind of rough. So I was like, man, I want to get into it. At that time I thought I was going to have a child, you know? And I didn't want to be one of those. So I kept going and I grind and I got what I wanted, and now things didn't work out, but I'm gonna still going for whenever God bless me, when a day comes where God bless me with a family. So I will have something to pass down from generation to generation, and hopefully it will end the generational curses as well. If it's not too much trouble, could you guys please like, comment and share under this video. I shared a lot of personal stuff with you guys and I hope that you appreciate it and show me some love by like, share and comment, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode of Follow the Legion. I am your host, Pollo Goodings, signing out. Oh yeah, don't forget to shop apollolegion.com. That's my clothing brand, that's my merch. That's one of the businesses I run and own. So make sure you guys support the brand, support the channel. Let's go.